Yeah, I know.
And speaking of garbage, there are other pundits out there that think most of Twitter's garbage too.
Oh yeah, I think that's Filippo, right?
Somebody who Filippo's responding to. don't be part of the trash fire, guys.
Okay. Oh, who was that? Doyle or
that was Wahl?
That was Wahl. Yeah.
Grant,
we're not getting involved in any Twitter wars.
You guys battle it back and forth. All I will say is, if just address criticism with either humor or ignoring, mute them. Or, like I said, you should have just steered right into that comment that Filippo said, and just rolled with it. People would have respected it more than just addressing it seriously. Just have fun with shit. Have fun.
You know why Walt took that comment from Filippo serious? No. I'll tell you why. Because Filippo's show is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's probably watched it, and he knows who Tactical Manager is, and he just wanted to kind of like, hey, dude, hey, don't hit me so hard, bro. He's like, I like your show. I mean, he didn't say I like your show, but I think he does like Filippo's show.
Well, again,
I mean, we can ask him. I have his phone number. I can call Grant right now. Let me try to call Grant right now.
Again, I mean, how do I address it in that sense? Is I'm like, oh wait, shit, did he say UEFA? Oh fuck, they got me on that earlier this week. That's how you address it, man. You just steer into the shit.
Yeah, steer into it, accept responsibility.
I mean, you might not agree with it, but it's definitely more fun to have fun with it. Come on.
I think so. Let me see if I still have Grant's phone number. Here we go. Yep, I do. Call him right now. I could list Grant Wall's phone number on air right now. I'm not going to do it.
Beep boop bop bop beep boop boop.
I'm not going to do it. Hey, just between us, all of us here, Grant Wall's a great guy.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Super great guy. He came on our show back in the old days and took the heat that one of our co-hosts, not our co-hosts, but we were on Big Soccer at the time, and one of the guys who wrote for Big Soccer was Bill, and was highly critical of Grant
Mr.
Wall.
Archer?
Bill Archer. We got to have Bill Archer back on.
Yeah.
Sometime. I don't know what he's doing these days. He's probably still on Big Soccer, knowing Bill.
That site has dropped down in participation, man.
Yeah,
their pages are just down.
They died after we left.
That's what happened. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We'll take the site down with us.
But yeah, Bill and him were having these kind of offline arguments, and I mean, we try to come between it and just sort of soften the blows there and let Grant respond to Bill back when Big Soccer was big. It was big. It's the biggest soccer site, American soccer site, I think, out there at the time. And Bill Archer was just, hammering Grant Wall. And we had Grant on our show on Big Soccer, and he responded to Bill. Those were the old days, folks.
Yeah, him and Dan were Big Soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dan Loney.
Yep.
I think Dan's still on there, too. I mean, I don't know, but I'm thinking is. So the point being, Filippo also criticized Matt Doyle as well in this. I think he said that everything Matt Doyle. I mean, I'll let you say what he said because I don't know what he said.
Oh,
he said something.
Hold on.
Wall, and they're both jokes or something like that.
No, he said every time Matt Doyle and Grant Wall tweet about European soccer, America soccer loses some respect, and a Yank abroad gets benched. And I responded with saying, "It's a wonderful life foretold us of such events. Every time Wall tweets, a Yank gets the bench." Oh. I've got nothing against either, but I couldn't help but pile on.
Well, that was a light piling on, Brett.
Yeah, well, like I said, address shit with humor. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and so I went back and looked at some of Grant's more recent posts, and I thought, where did he say something dumb? And I didn't find any, but it could have been an article he wrote. So I don't know. I did find some shit that Matt Doyle said that I think is semi questionable, and we, of course, we met Matt as well in Indianapolis at one of the conventions, and we did a spot on MLS.com with him and Jonah Freeman. That was way back in what year, Brett? 2008? It was crazy. Anyway, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh.
And so I have to say Matt Doyle is a great guy too. Jonah Freeman is fucking phenomenal. I wish he was still covering soccer.
Yep.
But he's not.
Agreed.
And so, but Doyle did have some recent quotes where he said, and I can imagine this is something that Filippo would find questionable.
I found out what it is. I found out what the issue is.
What is it?
Because somebody asked him, he goes, which recent tweet of his did you take issue with? And Filippo said, was the on in regards to Inter, Lille, and Atletico Madrid. Because I didn't really take issue with it. I just said it was a bad take, in my opinion.
Is this the about who would win the league? And then I think maybe Wahl said it was surprising that those teams won or something like that.
Probably something like that, yeah.
And that they won, and Filippo's like, that's really not that big of a surprise if you've been following the season as he goes. Right? Something like that. And then he had another one too. Filippo had another one. Do you have that one too?
I mean, that's what he was referring to. I mean, I have all of it up right now.
No, he had another one too. But I do understand the criticism. I don't think Filippo called him any names except he called it a joke. And I think
and I'm trying to find that too, but I don't see where he called it that.
I don't either.
Maybe he said joke on another thing, but he just mentioned how every time they tweet, American soccer loses some respect.
Yeah.
Maybe a joke was just sort of implied.
Maybe that's a little harsh, but
yeah.
You know, I
Well, I mean, I think it's hyperbolic. I don't think it's necessarily accurate, but he's basically saying like, "Hey, dude, I don't dig your comments.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me," you know.
And I think he was specifically talking about leagues that he said they didn't know shit about.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, you know, Doyle, stay in your MLS lane, you know, or Wahl, stay in your domestic league. But Wahl is actually, as far as I know, he's hired to cover the world of soccer.
That's basically what he states in response to him too. It's
yeah.
like, dude, it's my job to cover these leagues.
Yeah, I think we need to all get along here because, I mean, all of these people are good people. Filippo's great.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know him as well as, you know, we obviously did an hour with Grant. And he's just a really tender guy. And, you know, I guess Filippo's just saying you just don't know your stuff sometimes. And, you know, maybe that's a matter of opinion. And we don't know the details because we've not been following this the whole way through. And we don't know what Filippo's been criticizing. But if you guys are all listening, which you aren't, hey, be friends. It's a good thing. But I did find some quotes from Doyle recently, and one of them being Eric Williamson appears to be lurking for the national team. And I thought, okay, that's probably something that Filippo would not like or think was a smart comment. And I would agree with that. I don't think Eric Williamson's lurking anywhere except for Portland for a while, at least for a year.
And I feel like when you're talking about paid pundits for whether it's the league or just in general, I think there is tends to be kind of a bias towards said domestic league players. Now, I'm not saying that certain player X, Y, and Z may not necessarily be, you know, national team bound, but by simply saying like, hey, you guys better watch your back. This guy who's having a good season 5 games in is set to, you know, start here.
Yeah, I
or
think
set to compete for a starting spot here. It's just, I feel like sometimes you just have to take some things with a grain of salt.
I do, but then at the same time, I'll say this about Doyle. Matt has been fairly open and free in his criticism of Buell and Acosta being on this lineup and being anywhere near the starting lineup. So I think Matt tends to say it like he believes it.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Is he paid to be an advocate for MLS?
Well, I'm not saying that they have like the people who are paid by MLS or paid by U.S. Soccer necessarily have to shill. And I'm not saying that all these people are shills by any means. I'm just saying they may tend to say things focused on the leagues that they're watching in that sense.
Yeah, I don't think you're saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it either, and I think Matt Doyle's like one of the less shillers at MLS. If I had to pick someone there, I think all the guys are generally okay about accepting the realities. So, there might be some comments here and there. I'm like, I think you guys are smoking grass, but and you need to smoke better grass, like I do, but they don't, and so they're just doing stupid things. And the other comment that he made, and we'll just end the segment here, is he said, Barnsley do not play soccer. DK will need, quote, deprogramming after 5 months of playing with Barnsley. Oof. That is harsh. Oof. I mean, that is like, okay, and then he posted a video along with it with just them lofting balls to DK in the air. And yeah, you and I said, they loft a lot of balls to DK, but that's not all that's going on here.
I feel like he took our comment and he just, jumped the shark with it.
Yeah, he took it way further than we did. I mean,
we may have made comments simply saying, you guys bang it up to him and he's got to bring it down or, pass it off or anything like that. And we got reamed for it. A lot of Barnsley fans came out and said, "Dude, that's not what we play." I'm like, there's definitely an extent of that,
Yes,
but I'm not saying that's all you play, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. They do hoof the ball up the field to DK
use the H word again, huh?
Yeah,
they're not big fans of hoof.
Hoof. They don't like hoofing. Is that a British thing, hoof? Hoofing the ball up the field, but they do luft the ball to him quite often. And by the way, luft is air in German.
We can go the American route and just say boom.
You
just boom the ball forward. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in me, Brent. I can't do it.
Class.
It's my German heritage won't let me say that. But yeah, they luft the ball up to him, and they also play to him on the ground a lot, and he has to hold the ball up. So, there's a mix of that. But to say that Barnsley do not play soccer, that's ridiculous. I mean, if they didn't play soccer, why are they fucking competing for promotion? That's ridiculous. They just play a brand of soccer you don't like, Matt Doyle. That doesn't mean they don't play soccer. They play soccer just fine. Trust me. They do it just fine, or else they wouldn't have been competing for a Champions League spot. So that's just
not Champions League. Not Champions League.
Champion? Oh no, they wouldn't be competing to go up to the Premier
League. Yep.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, Champions League. That'd be a boost.
Damn. Let's all play soccer like that. Okay, come on.
Yeah, just hoof the ball.
In fairness, Barnsley doesn't really play soccer. They play football.
That's true. But I get it, but that's not what Doyle was saying.
I know, that's not what he's saying.
And Doyle's just wrong, because that's soccer too. I'm sorry, not everybody has to play like Barcelona or whatever. So, it doesn't all have to be beautiful. It just needs to work. Soccer is soccer. So, all right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, we shot that shit. Yeah.
Christ, Brett. All right. So anyhow, until the next time on the Straight Red Card, go drink some in cocktails.